Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to be looking at orders by bosses. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu. And welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachijin. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni suru no wa yamimashou. And all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is very useful for all you tightwad, tight-fisted people out there. If you're going to split the bill, this is what you say. Betsu betsu onegai shimasu. Betsu betsu onegai shimasu. We'd like to have separate bills. I'm not paying for him or her. They can pay for themselves. So betsu betsu ni onegai shimasu. Betsu betsu ni onegai shimasu. Betsu betsu ni onegai shimasu. We're separate bills, please. Betsu betsu ni onegai shimasu. Now this is episode number 548. Today we're talking about, as leaders in Japan, let's can the orders and use stories instead. As leaders, we are busy bees. We're buzzing around, going from meeting to meeting. We're getting together with clients over lunch, touching base with HQ, headquarters, handling the media, talking to HR about our people, and a host of other important activities. Usually poor time managers, we are constantly hemmed in by the demands on our schedules. The upshot is we are constantly looking for corners to cut, minutes to be shaved off regular activities, and feeling oppressed by the overwhelming workload we face. The common victim in all of this is our leaders' communication with our team. We've found we can save time if we get straight to the point, and then we can move on. We're packaging up orders to be given to get the team moving. Orders are given, and we move on to the next activity. We commonly forget to talk about the big picture, the background, the context, the why of what we want done. We give the staff the short headline version of what we want done. We expect them to fill in the detail themselves as we sleekly glide off to our next meeting, leaving them flummoxed in our wake. We're saving time, but in reality, we are slowing everything down. If the staff don't understand what we want, they will do a version of it. Later, we find out that's not what we expected. We immediately get cranky because we've lost time. And now we have to unwind what they have done and replace it with the correct version. This is doubling the workload, including our own. Recently, I introduced a new project which had elements required from a previous project. I told the team members what I wanted, and a couple of years sailed by. When I wanted some elements from the previous project, I found out that they had not done what I wanted. I thought I was clear about it. Expected they understood my needs. But I made a fatal error. I didn't check. I was busy. I'd already moved on to the next thing. Ouch. On reflection, I saw I had just issued an order, which was crystal clear to me, but that was all I did. I didn't spend enough time with them at the outset to explain the why behind what I wanted. I didn't make time to communicate the context to them. Even if my explanation wasn't genius, if they have the context, the chances are high they would do what I wanted automatically because they got it. None of that happened. I should have made remembering and understanding what I wanted clearer by wrapping it up in a story. We are only so-so at recalling facts, data, and numbers, but we are really excellent at recalling stories. Did I do that? No. I just blurted out the order in double time and promptly departed. Don't you know, I'm a busy boss. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English, do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 1st of March, our Dale Carnegie course, 12-week version. April 25 and 26, our high-impact presentations. Also, April 26, our Winning with Relationship Selling program. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. Don't forget to grab my business books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese. Japan Business Mastery. Japan Presentations Mastery, which is Anata mo Presen no Tachijin in translation. And Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni suru wa yamimashou. If you like learning by watching videos, and we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan. That's every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. And on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Did my story have to be a substantial précis of War and Peace? No. I could have spent 2 minutes telling them the why, wrapping it up in the context, told as a compelling story. I could have aligned the reasoning for the project with the background. I could have mentioned the necessity for this project, how it came up, who was involved, where I was when I got involved at first, who I was with, etc. All of this little detail is important because our objective is to mentally transport the listener to where we were at the time. If we can get them to come with us in their imagination, then we will be very successful in also getting them to support the why. We have the same context and background. We usually come to the same conclusions. In fact, before we've even gotten to the part of the story about what needs to happen next, they have already raced ahead and worked it out for themselves. There's no convincing needed by us because they have concluded the appropriate course of action, surprise, surprise, the same one we are recommending. They may come to a different conclusion after all, but that is fine. They may actually come up with an idea which is better than ours. The chances of their idea being radically different from ours, given the same context, would be possible, but rare. When we next feel the urgent need to lurch forward with an order, let's exercise some self-restraint. Instead, we should hark back to the roots of this project or task and recall why we came to the conclusion it was important. Instead of telling them what to do, we just rerun the story how we came to see this as the way forward and share that context with them. At the end of that exercise, we will find they will be very receptive to our suggestion, not order, on what should happen next. This is a type of verbal jujitsu. We draw them in the direction we want by getting their momentum to go where we want it. It is a much superior method to barking orders like a mad pirate captain, our usual leader reprise. If we can help them to self-discover the conclusion, then we've been a very successful communicator. We will see ownership and commitment on their part. This is so much smarter than the usual brute force of issuing orders backed up by the stripes on our sleeve pulling rank. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So, be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.